All right, welcome back to another lunchtime video. This was meant to be kind of an off-camera shoot of the end of part 4 before going on to part 5. I couldn't get some things to work there, so I wanted to make sure everything was good before moving on. But I don't know, like um, if I'm working on this on camera, off camera, 24/7, um, I'm just not sure how long I'm gonna last. So this is the best time for me to look into this, so I might as well just turn the camera on and troubleshoot on camera. So this might be the one to skip if you're gonna skip a video, because I might not be talking so much. I might just be trying to focus in and get this working here. So we're on the fourth tutorial here, implementing a Redis task queue before moving on to the fifth, which was what I was planning to do today, but we've got a few things in the fourth queue tutorial that need to be addressed. The main thing really is just getting the JSON payload to show up in the browser. So the reason it's not showing up in the browser is because of this code block here. We can see we've got the extra part of the URL where we plug in the job key, and then that will trigger this function here, get results, and we're going to be defining a variable here, job, based on this job class. So I guess one of the first things I'd like to do is go and see where this job class is defined. But assuming everything is working properly there, we're then going to check if the job is finished. We'll get a true or false based on here. And now if it's finished, we will return that JSON that we're meant to see here. So the problem is that we're never getting this part of the block of the code to execute. We're only getting this else statement. So this job.isFinish always evaluates to false and never evaluates true. Therefore, the job is just never finishing. So the first thing I did is printed out this variable to try to get a better sense of what is happening there, what that variable is, what sort of information that variable gets loaded up with. And one thing I found was you can check the status of the job through another method like this. And I noticed that the status was that it was queued. It was not even running yet. So that was a big surprise. So we're going to look into that. We're going to try to troubleshoot this variable and look into this job.fetch method of the job class and see if we can get a better result here. All of this code is fine. Everything's good. The problem, I believe, is isolated only to here, to this job variable is being defined in a way that the job just never has a chance to finish. Okay, so that's going to be in the app.py file. Now we do have some changes here in our source control. Let's take a look at that. And okay, so I see the change. The change is that as part of my troubleshooting, I just set this to true so that we can verify that if I do figure out this job variable is working as intended, and then this code section does execute, will it then run properly? So this is a little bit misguided, I would say, of a troubleshooting strategy, because we're using this job variable here. So if we just set this to true and assume, okay, everything's going to be fine, it's just for some reason there's something wrong where it's saying that the job isn't finished when it is. We can't make that assumption because we've got to rely on this working as intended if we were just to set this true. So I'm going to get rid of that change. I'll do a git add and then a git reset hard. Okay, and now we're back to the last commit that I made. Okay, so let's start, before we even start up the environment, let's just look at where this job class comes from. Okay, so it comes from here, from rq.job import job. So let's just try that. All right, so that works just fine. Now this is all part of a function, so it's in the local namespace. So we have job equals q dot inq underscore call here, but when we go to our next definition of job, it's not already defined because it was defined locally within that function. So we're defining it for the first time here, and we're defining it locally within a function here as well as we did up there. So you could also say in your global space job equals, and then you could have two different definitions of job, one local to the function and one in your global space. So we don't need to worry about other instances of the code where job has been defined because it's only been defined within the local namespace of a function. Okay, so yeah, as far as I can tell, there's really nothing fancy to it. We've just got this job.fetch. So let's look up the help for job.fetch. Okay, so help on method fetch in module rq.job. Fetch method of built-ins.type instance fetches a persisted job from its corresponding redis key and instantiates it. Okay, so I think that's the problem we're having is the instantiation of the job because we could see it was just stuck in queued. So I don't think it was being instantiated. Or if um, it wasn't given enough time to actually complete. Um, okay, so I think I'm ready now to just try it again. We're going to need to start up our servers first. So we can do flask run. Okay, and then we can do redis server. All right. Okay, and now we can do a control click to get to our um, development environment. Perfect. So now if we enter a URL, we'll get a key. And here it is. This is the job key. Okay, so now we can execute this section of code by plugging that into /results/job key. All right, and you can see we've again just got nay. So let's see if there's any error messages or anything. Nope, so we just got a successful message in our Redis server. Again, we got a successful message. We've got a warning, but we don't have any error messages. So, okay. I'm not sure. Not sure what's going on. Okay, so, So we've got connection here equals CONN. Let's see where that's defined. Okay, so from worker imports CONN, that's our connection. So I guess I would just want to try it here on the CLI. See if this goes. Yep. Okay, and then we've got Q. All right, so let's try this job.fetch, and we'll define our job key. All right, this should hopefully this should give some kind of data here. All right, so we've got things looking pretty good. We've got the results here. It looks like it's a class. We can do a help on that, on everything. I don't need this up anymore. Okay, so what is this? So let's define it as job. We'll do a help on job. So it's a data structure. It's a class. Now we do have some methods for the class. We have this is finished method, which is listed down here. It'll give a Boolean true or false right here. So let's try is finished on that, and then we'll try is failed as well. So job dot is finished. Okay, so it didn't finish. Did it fail? It didn't fail. So it didn't finish and it didn't fail. So it seems like the problem is that it just didn't start, which is surprising to me. I think it needs to be, I think they're missing a job.perform statement. Let's try that. Okay, and then we'll try job.is finished. Still got a false. Let's try job.is failed. We still got a false there. Okay. What if we try a .perform like this? Or I think it's prefirm. Or perform. No, I was right. All right, let's see if this works. Okay, so now what about job.is finished? Oh, okay, so now we just got a dictionary. So we don't even have the okay. Unable to add item to the database. I think they're missing a job.perform or some sort of extra command that makes it so that it doesn't just fetch the job, it actually executes the job. I mean, it's a little bit confusing because if we go help job.fetch, we can see that it instantiates it, but just because it's instantiated, from what I understand, doesn't mean that it actually runs. So I really think that's the problem we're dealing with here. Let's redefine the job variable not to have the .perform so that it doesn't show up as a dictionary. It actually does show up as a class. Okay, so now if I do a help on job, or if I do a type on job, we'll get a class. Okay, and now if I do a help, and I can do a help on iq.job. job as well. Oh, actually, I can't do that because of my import statements. Yeah, so I'm pretty surprised. Yeah, I think it needs a dot perform is the problem. Huh. Or maybe dot create. Let's try that. Okay, so dot create creates a new job instance for a given function, arguments, and keyword arguments. Well, I don't think that's it. And we saw before if I just do a job dot perform like this, that's not going to do it. But we can just try it. Let's just try that just because. But I really don't think that's gonna do it. Um, so we'll do a okay, but we'll try that. We'll try that. So I'm not sure if I need to restart anything. It's such a small thing to just restart everything. I think I'm going to do that anyway, whether I need to or not. So we'll do Control C, Flask run, Control C, redis server. Okay, and now we'll go to our development environment. All right, and we'll get our job key from here. All right, and plug that in. All right, and we still got a nay, so we still didn't pass that check. Um, huh. All right, I gotta take a break. I'll be back shortly. Okay, I am back. My VM went into screensaver mode. So let's keep working on this. We gotta figure out why the job is never finishing. It appears to not only not be finishing, but not even be starting. So I tried this job perform to try to start the job. But we could see in the help that the dot fetch instantiates the job. I'm not sure if that's the same thing as starting it. So that's why I tried the job dot perform, and we didn't see that making a difference. We still triggered the else statement in the code, in the conditional. If else, we triggered the else and returned nay. Oh man, sorry. Okay, so all right, so the next step, we can get rid of this. So I can just, nice thing about it in the IDE, I can just click it and then click the discard changes. Um, so it looks like we still have another change. I'm not sure what that, oh, right, we get a new dump file every time we run it. Okay, so I'm not sure what to do now. And then the problem with this is we don't get a nice, clean error message to Google. We kind of got to make up our own. So let's try to Google for this and make up a good set of keywords to Google by. So we're definitely going to include Flask by example in our keywords. Um, then we'll also include job and is underscore finished, and then we'll include nay, and then we'll include how about not working? Okay, so we're back to where we were before. Uh, okay, so here we've got kind of a walkthrough of this tutorial, kind of like what I'm making right now. They might go over that. Uh, okay, so that's the only thing I see that looks promising. Oh, is that why? Because I'm not running the worker module? Oh, maybe so let's try that. So, I mean, that makes sense that it's never running the job because I don't have the thing running that will run the job. So let's use that as a framework to troubleshoot this. We're going to do Python worker.py, and it should just open a file that hangs open. Um, Kind of looks like it's still hanging on to some of the older code I have. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I think this is the problem. This is what's going on here, and all of the backlog of jobs I've been giving it this whole time and trying to troubleshoot it look like they're going through now finally. So yeah, we got an internal server error. I doubt this job ID is valid. So let's start everything over again and try to get this to kind of calm down. It looks like it's processing a pretty large backlog of jobs that I had stored. I'm not sure where they're stored. They're probably stored in the database. So let's see if we can look at the database. This is a little bit tricky. Um, there's a great learning path on learning about databases and Python data science that I plan to do. I haven't done yet, but I think I'll be able to figure it out with the limited knowledge I do have. So we have there, so we can do \d. So dr. So we do have a database here. Um, let's try da to list the aggregates. Don't have any aggregates. Okay, so yeah, that's all I can. All right, so I don't see anything useful in there. I was hoping I could see like a list of all the jobs that were queued up, but actually it might be the case that it made it through all the jobs. I don't see it doing anything else now. So maybe I don't see that loaded up because there just aren't any jobs. I'm really not sure about that. But let's um, stop everything and then start everything again. And I can close this. I'll have that open when I start that up again. Okay, so so now we got this connection refused because we shut down the database. So let's bring this up first so we don't get those connection refused when we start up the other things. Then we'll bring up um, this next, and then the last thing we'll bring up is the worker.py file. Okay, looks good to me. Now, I am curious if they mentioned you have to run Python worker ky. Let's check that out. So worker.py. So yeah, it says fire this up in another terminal and then leave that running. So I didn't follow that instruction carefully enough. Or what more likely happened is I followed the instruction, I kept it up and running, but then I ran out of time, I closed the tutorial, I came back and I forgot that you needed to have that running. That's more likely what happened. Okay, but now hopefully everything will work. We got to get the job ID, which we have here. Now we've got an extra bit of output we can look through. It's the worker.py file. Looks like they're recommending we use a different setting in our code for the parser. It's just using a default HTML.parser right now, and um, I guess it'll work better if you change the code a bit. But we're not going to change it. We're just going to move on and plug this in. Oh, and it looks like we got uh, a server error. Okay. Can't load plugin. Alchemy. No such module error. Okay, I remember that from before. No such module error. Uh, okay, so we've got this here. That's I remember I put in the code. Now maybe I need to delete. Let's try changing this with GNS 3. Okay, so maybe that will change things. Maybe not. We will see. Oh my God. Now we're in an even worse spot than before. It was working before, but now it's not working. We can see the job ID was processed by the worker. Yeah, this E9 hash is the same. Uh, huh. Yeah, still the same. No such module error. So let's try a pip install of everything in my requirements.txt file. Maybe there's some stuff missing. We'll do a pip install update pip. Um, I think it's just dash update. Yeah. Or upgrade. Okay, it's upgrade. All right, and then we'll do a pip install -r requirements.txt. Okay, everything's already satisfied. Huh. I don't understand. Uh, all right. Yeah, I'm really confused here. I don't understand what's going on. Uh, okay. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. I guess I want to take like a 5 minute break or something. I guess the best thing to do would probably be to go back through the tutorial. There's probably, you know what? Let's do that. We're gonna go. So maybe I'm missing some of these requirements here. So let's go back to the tutorial. Anything that has a $sign and a space, we're gonna search for, and we'll see if I've entered all of the necessary commands for that. So we can get rid of that. Don't need this unsaved file. All right. So Redis server, definitely got that running. I'm not sure if I've got these requirements there though, so let's take a look. So we're gonna do cat requirements.txt pipe grep redis equal. Okay, so we got that one. Our queue. Whoops. We got that one. Okay, we've got the worker.py file running. All right, so everything looks good. I'm wondering if maybe it's because these are older versions. Let me try taking away the version requirement from the requirements.txt file for Redis and RQ. Or let's just take it away from the one that the error message was pointing out. Okay, so it's pointing out SQL Alchemy. So that's not even one of the ones I was looking at before. Yeah, I think it's because I did a pip freeze. Um, I can make it case insensitive by doing the dash I. Yeah, I think the problem is that I did a pip freeze, so I've got a lot of modules that are um, not the right version. Uh, okay, so I think I'm gonna grab um, a version of my requirements.txt file from earlier. Okay, so this is not a good version. It's too recent. Let's see if we can uh, look at a historical version. Okay. Okay, so here's a previous version of the file. Okay, I don't want to look at the. Okay, yeah, I want to look at this file. So yeah, I want to view at this point in history. So we're going to view it at this point in history. So this is a bit too recent. You can see we've got those definitions in there. So let's view it at this point in history. Okay, yeah, so this is a good point in history to view it on. So we'll go with this. Again, we'll add some of the extra requirements, and hopefully that works. Okay, so now we've got a version that doesn't have everything else, everything explicitly defined. Um, so now we're going to add the extra modules, but we're not going to define a version for them. Hopefully that uh, fixes things. So it's going to be RDIS and RQ. Okay. All right, we're missing some prerequisites here. Dang it. All right, well, let's try it anyways. I don't think it's going to work, but we'll try it anyways. Yeah, same thing. Can't load plugin. Um, Man, that really is no good. Um, hmm. Hmm. I guess I want to try one more thing. It's definitely, I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but we will try it. So we're gonna do a deactivate and then arm-rf on my VNV. Then we're gonna create a new VNV. And then activate the VENV. Okay, and then do a pip install. First we'll do upgrade pip, and then we'll do a pip install -r requirements. Yeah, I think it's going to fail here because they're using the legacy setup. Yep. So that's probably it. Let's try the dash binary. Okay, so that worked. So let's give it another shot. Oh, I see. Okay, so now we're gonna have to open new terminal windows though, because we've got the old VNV still activated. Oh, oh my God. Okay, so I'm almost out of time here. Am I missing Flask from my requirements file? I am. Oh, no, I'm not. It's right here. Uh, okay, let's just take away all of the specific versioning requirements. And then we'll try deleting and reinstalling the virtual environment again. Okay, so that looks good to me. All right, I got 2 minutes left. Hopefully that's enough time. We got to start the Flask environment, Flask run. We've got to start the Redis server before we start the worker file. And then we got to run the, oh, okay, I don't know what happened there. Oh, no module name request. Okay, I'm not going to save any of these changes. Things are just not going the way I want them to. Um, that's going to be it for this video. I'm out of time, so thanks for watching and see you in the next one.